to a few options. So I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Friedrichs, and I'm from Kingman, as in Kingman, the ludicrous capital of Alberta is. Very good, good. Kingman is a little town, it's 100 people. It's 2 blocks by 4 blocks, 37 houses, and 58 cats. And so I started Party Light when my kids were all little, and so I've been doing it for 16 years. And my husband said, my older 3 are boys, and he said I had till he turned 40 to have a little girl. And she took her first step on his 40th birthday. So who says miracles don't happen? I used to have a home-based business doing like those country crafts with little hanging hearts from the shelves with the hearts on and all that sort of thing. And I used to mass produce a living room full. I ended up making more in the first month business with Party Light than I did like all year mass producing crafts. And so Party Light allowed me just to be able to go out a couple nights a week and leave my daughter at home with the boys and be able to make a little bit extra income. And 16 years later, I do it because I'm from nowheres, 100 people. I like to go places. So Party Light's taken me on at least 10, 12 trips. And in June, I get to take my husband, all expense paid, to Jamaica for a week. And we earned an extra day, and so we're really excited about that. So maybe you're from nowhere like me, and you'd like to go somewhere. I can help you with that. And that's one of the cool things about Party Life for sure. So let's give you a little book here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so if you can open it up here, I'm going to actually give you a pen. Because the books that are in there, if you want to rifle everything out of that folder when you're done, you can leave the folder and the clipboard for me, but just use it while you're. And I want you to circle everything you like in the books. Now we're working out of 2 books. I don't have the catalog in there because I'm trying to torment you a little bit for The Very Big Secret. But there's going to be an extra catalog for that. But you have a summer book and you have a regular book, and these both are good to the end of July. Feel free to take them home with you. You have your pens. I want you to circle everything you like. And when we pass around the smells, I want you to be checking off the ones you like, X out the ones you don't. If you had to smell every smell at every show, your nose would fall off. Okay? So you really want to have this little stash. You take it home, put it with your Sears catalog, which kind of dates me because young people don't have Sears catalogs. But I'm not so old that we would use it in the bathroom. But okay, so
I get them in the mailbox.
Sears catalogs? Oh.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
It's another hit down.
Okay. So in your folder here, I want to bring to your attention this little sheet of paper here behind the summer book. And this is our May goings-ons. And so you remember me saying at the last couple shows that Party Light wants to be known not just as a candle company, they want to be known as a fragrance company. And so they care about you in lots of different ways. And the first way that they care about you and the senses and the aromas in your life is by the guest offers. And so there's our 5 guest offers. We have 3 boxes of tea lights for $30. We have the votives. I don't have a sample of that yet, but just the votives. You get 6 boxes. You can have 6 different smells. We have melts, and I'm going to talk about them in a minute. We have our jar candles, and we have our scent sticks. And the cool thing about it is, in the olden days, you used to have to spend $50 before you could have the guest offers. Now the guest offers count towards your $50 purchase. So that's very exciting. So if you wanted the jars, what the $50 is telling you now is how many 40% off items you get. And so that's very exciting. So say you like the sticks and you like the jars, that's $100, then you can have 2 40% off items. And maybe the little secret, maybe you can have one of those little items there for 40% off too, which you will be so totally excited about. Okay, so those are the guest offers, and if you flip that over, you'll see that May hosts are going to be able to have any $100 item for $30. And so that is one of the host perks. And so that is really exciting too, because when you think we have a lot of $100 items, and maybe when you go through our book, you're going to see a lot of things that are $100 and plus. And so if everything in our book was worth $20, who would ever need to have a show? They purposely have some higher end items that cost over $100 because the average host gets $125 in free product. And so that's why they have items like that. And so you want to either look at everything as a potential 40% off item or free, because everybody can afford free by having a show, for sure. Okay, and the other sheet I want to draw your attention to is June. What's going on in June? So if you look at that, you're going to see the secret. but it'll just turn into a little bit. Okay, so now since the cat's out of the bag, maybe I better tell you the story. So I'm going to tell you a little story now. Everyone knows the actor Dustin Hoffman, right? From Tootsie and... Okay, so one year he bought a pair of earrings for his wife, and the earrings opened up and inside there was a jewel. And his wife Lisa is a perfumer and a designer, and she decided, she thought to herself, what if in that little pair of earrings, what if instead of a jewel there was fragrance? And so she decided to design this set of jewelry, and you can buy Lisa Hoffman jewelry that is cages. And so the cage idea comes from the Victorian era, where when women would go out in public, they would cover their precious gems and stuff that they would wear in cages to keep them safe. And so that kind of is where that came from. And so probably the earrings that he bought her were originally maybe from that era. And so she came up with the idea of having fragranced jewelry. And of course, with her jewelry, there's like 101 bazillion jewelry companies out there. She just didn't want any company to be selling her jewelry. She looked far and wide for a company that is the king of
Fragrance.
fragrance, yes. And since we are not just a candle company, we are the king of fragrance, she decided that we get to sell her jewelry. And so we're so excited because it's not just jewelry, it's fragrance jewelry. And we are the only, you can buy from her, but you can only buy from us. And she worked with our perfumers, and designed a line of 6 smells that are called the essence of life. There's a hope, and a love, and a peace, and a passion, and a strength, and a dream. And, oh, the walls are gone. And so with that line of fragrance, you can only get those smells from us. And so even if you went to her site and bought a bracelet from her, you could only buy those smells from Party Light. And then she designed cages just for Party Light. And here's one of them on me here. And so we have 2 teardrop in gold and silver, we have 2 hearts in gold and silver, and we have 2 balls in gold and silver. And so these cages are only for us. And so you cannot get this jewelry anywhere else, just from Party Light. And so everyone and their dog are going to want to have, and nowadays, yeah, someone might even buy for their dog, going to want to have a bracelet for sure. And they look wonderful in multiples as well, as you'll be able to see in a bit. And you'll notice on the little sheet of paper, hosts can have the necklace. Only hosts get the necklace, and I'm wearing one of the necklaces here. And so to be able to get it for like $50, it's a $120 necklace, and you have a choice of gold and silver. And in June, so I am looking for people to debut this new and exciting line. And so whether you want to do a book show or whether you want to do a real show, even a stop and shop, nowadays you'll notice that Benita actually tonight is going to be giving us banana splits. It's going to be a quick go, and even though I'm talking quite a bit now, but basically we'll get the orders through, and I'll be showing you some of the summer line, and it's going to be not a long drawn out process. It'll be kind of quick and easy. But everyone will want to see our new jewelry since we're the only company that sells it, and so it's very exciting. And so that's the secret. What do you think of that? Pretty cool, eh? And so, of course, with our bracelets, they're worth $55. And the little bottle of smell, and I'll show you in a minute, is worth $30. But there's a savings if you buy a set for $80. But you can buy a bracelet and get your beads for 40% off, or you can buy 2 bottles of beads and get your bracelet for 40% off. So you are able to use those items. You just can't have the deal, which is the $80 as the set. You can't have that 40% off. Okay, so it's exciting that we're going to get to incorporate them with our line and be able to use them as discounted items. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is just quick, is warmers. Who has a warmer at their house? Okay, and is it a Party Light warmer? Okay, but Mary, I noticed that you have one that has a light bulb in it, right?
Yeah.
At your house, yes. Yes, and so I like to tease that that's the contraband warmer, but that's okay. That's okay, Mary, we forgive you. So I just want to tell you the difference between our warmers, because our warmers in the competition, the biggest #1 difference is that we have no light bulbs. Are you tired? You're tired of changing light bulbs, aren't you, Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the person gets tired of that. And if you can't find a consultant, I had a consultant from the other company tell me that if you do not use their light bulbs, they will start on fire. So
Really?
please make sure you only use their light bulbs, or else, better yet, let's maybe transition over to ones that don't have light bulbs. And so I brought two of our favorite ones, our Enchanted warmer here. And I've got, see, it's all liquid here. I've been having it on for a while. And so it's got the tree, of course, and so that actually has the votive holder that matches. And so beautiful, and you can actually touch the top of it. Our warmers are 15 degrees cooler than the competition. But the very most best thing I think about them is that they are guaranteed for 110,000 hours. And in case you're not very good at math in your head, that is 11 years. So what has a guarantee for 11 years now? Like sometimes not even husbands last 11 years. How could we advocate that, okay? Yeah, dishwashers don't even last, that's right. So with Party Light, if you ever had a stitch of problem, then you would get brand new. And so that's very exciting. And what I like about it is safety is #1 with Party Light. And so you really don't have to worry about that. You could take this one home, you could plug it into your outlet, and you could unplug it in 11 years. You don't have to worry about burning your house down or anything like that. They are safe, and they are just some peace of mind for sure. And of course I have the adorable little ladybug for summertime too, and so she's really cute. And so with our warmers, we have a whole slew of them to choose from as well. And with our melts, they are one of the guest offers as well. So you can have 5 melts for $30. And there is, I had one lady actually put the whole melt in their warmer. Please do not do that. That is way too much wax. And then she was panicked because it overflowed. So this is like a chocolate bar. You break off a chunk, put 1 or 2 chunks in at a time. Each chunk smells for 70 hours. So each flower is about 630 hours worth of smell. I gave a warmer to a guy, the photographer in Wetaskiwin, in the old musty old building on Main Street. And he had a competition warmer, and he said it always smelled hot. And so I gave him this one to try it out. It was the football one, so I thought that was a good guy kind of style. And he put it in there, and he said it was unbelievable. He said 1 piece lasted that whole week, and everyone who walked in said, I love that smell. And so he had some peace of mind too. He didn't have to be so worried about unplugging it all the time. And so they do work wonderfully, and they are carefree, and and long smelling for sure. So 5 melts. Now I just want to tell you, like so for Mary, so maybe Mary doesn't want to get a new one. If she takes our melts, they're not going to last as long in her warmer because it's that much hotter. And but if say Karen actually got some of the competition melts and put it in her Party Light warmer, they're going to be a crunchy edge around the edge because ours aren't hot enough to be able to liquefy their wax because their grade of paraffin is different. And so just to tell you the difference, I especially want the girls to know who don't have Party Light ones because they're going to take our warmer and think, oh gee, that doesn't last very long. And it doesn't because theirs are so hot. And so I just don't want you to think badly. Cast aspersions on our warmers and our melts, okay? Okay, so with your guest offers, Party Light cares about your finances, okay? And so they also care about your finances and that you want to have a show and be able to get whatever you want for free. And so some of the items I brought tonight, of course, is our big Garden Vines ball. And so this for sure is a beautiful one that you want to get in your free host credit for sure. And this one outside, and the glass on it, of course, is going to be beautiful so that the wind isn't going to blow out. Your mosquito candles. Maybe you've worked hard today and you don't want to think too much. You're exhausted. Karen, you look exhausted after working hard all day. And you thought, I'm going to come, but I don't want to think. Make sure Lori doesn't ask me to think. Well, I have put together a little package for the non-thinkers. And so this is my mosquito SOS package. And so what it is 12, 12, and 12. You have 12 of the mosquito incense sticks. And I'm going to just let you smell them. These work amazing. And so for you to see what we have, this is our answer to mosquitoes. And so they, just like I sell them by the case practically to the ladies at the golf courses. And so they really work well. So you can have 12 sticks, 12 tea lights, and you could have it in our geranium citronella, or you can have it in our new honey peach and 12 votives. You could have a box of each. Or else you could have the peach tea lights and whatever. So I'll be able to mix it up. So if you get the SOS mosquito pack, that's $60.50.